Now, if that were the case, it would actually be the first time we would see winning football teams playing in Bank of America Stadium this season. Because the Panthers, let's all call it what they are, they stink. They're the worst team in the NFL. They're the worst team in the NFL.
There's an argument to be made.
Oh, that they're 31, not 32?
There's an argument to be made that there's like, a tie at the bottom.
Oh.
With the Broncos.
Nah,
Broncos are pretty bad.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They're like the Panthers, where they have a good defense and a really bad offense.
They're awful.
Then there's also you could say maybe the Chicago Bears. Maybe put them.
I would not put the Bears down.
I would
not put the Bears down though. No, I would not do that. Now,
the Bears are 29th then.
They're still low. That's fine. Yeah. But here's the problem with Carolina, and it goes beyond the field, is that this team is to a point where you were at last week's game against the Arizona Cardinals. They play tomorrow against the San Francisco 49ers, also at home, 4:00 kick. The fan base is to a point not to a point of where like frustrated and mad.
Indifference.
They're beyond that. Yeah, indifference. They're at the point where, you know what? If you win, I don't care right now. That's where the fan base for the Carolina Panthers are, and it is the worst place that a franchise can be in. We saw it here locally in Raleigh for a stretch where the Carolina Hurricanes were not very good, and there was a lot of indifference from the fan base to the team. Now, things have turned around because the culture of the team has turned around under Rod Brindamore becoming head coach. So things have changed for them. But it took time to get there, right? Now, they had the splash in 2018, 2019 where they made the run for the playoffs. A lot of the fan base came back, but it's like, okay, keep us around, and they've done that.
Yeah.
So that is something that you have to do. But this Panthers team right now, this franchise is a point where, like, these last 3 years, like the last couple of years under Ron Rivera weren't great. It just, things have run its course, which is totally fine. Things happen. But these last 3 years have just been awful with Matt Rule as head coach. Fitterer, the last 2 years as GM, we can start having questions about some moves that he's made. Yeah. But my point being is that Rule, when he's gone, at whatever point this season or at the end of it, he's gone. Unless they magically turn things around. But still, I think he's gone. What's to say that a fan base is going to sit there and look and go, how is this any different than 3 years ago?
So I was going to back up what you're just saying right there, where like even if you win, it doesn't matter because
it doesn't matter.
2 weeks ago they beat the New Orleans Saints at Bank of America Stadium.
Yeah.
At that game, I can't remember the exact number, but tickets distributed, that's the number that they announced.
It's different. Yeah.
Was over 70,000. Last week, coming off of a win, tickets distributed, in air quotes, was 69,810. Now, you can't tell me there were 69,000 people in that stadium. I was there because when you're looking out, I swear to God to you, there are more people in the lower bowl. Take out the top half at Clemson. Take out the lawn area. There were more people sitting in the lower bowl at Clemson last week than what there was in the entire Bank of America Stadium.
Yeah.
Trust me on that. There's probably 40,000 tops sprinkled across. That means that less people bought tickets, and people who do have tickets aren't coming because they don't give a you-know-what.
Yeah.
And that backs up what you just said.
Yeah.
They came off of a win, and it looked like that.
So not only did they not show up, now you can sit there and say some factors. It was a later game, potentially some weather because of Hurricane Ian. Maybe people didn't buy tickets on the secondary market.
Maybe.
So you can maybe sprinkle that in as a factor. All right, I'll buy a little bit of that. But if people not only – some people, you don't have to spend money on the team or merchandise or anything like that or actually go to tickets to support the team. You can watch them, all right? The biggest investment that you can ever give a franchise or really anything is your time. That's the thing. If you're like, for example, you're listening to this show, you are giving us your time. It's time that you can't get back.
And we appreciate that.
And we sincerely do. But if I stop giving you my time, that's the biggest problem. Because at least like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to pay for tickets. I'm going to go to a game, but I can watch from home. Or I can go to a Carolina Ale House and watch. If I'm not even doing that, like, you know what? It's a nice day. I'm going to go to Pullman Park, hang out with the kids. Or something along those lines. Or you know what? I'm going to go hike around Falls Lake because it's a nice day.
You know what I'm afraid of?
What?
This is a 4 o'clock kickoff with the 49ers. I'm afraid that I want to check this. I'm going to see what happens locally with the ratings.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that locally that Cowboys-Rams game that's going to be also at 4 o'clock
on CBS.
On Fox 50.
Oh, that's right. CBS has this game for
this game for the Panthers. If those numbers are higher than the Panthers game in North Carolina, that tells you a lot.
Yeah,
and that's something I'm going to be looking for.
It would not shock me if the Rams Dallas game, because Dallas always draws numbers because it's Dallas.
Yeah,
they always do. And the Rams being defending Super Bowl champs, I could see them drawing because there's still some talent there, even though they struggled.
But
I can see that
outdraw.
It shouldn't.
The Carolina Panthers.
It shouldn't. But don't be shocked if it does.
I'm not shocked, but it'll tell us a lot of where the fan base is.
Yeah.
Because not only are you not going to the game, you're not watching the game. Mm-hmm. You've checked out.
Yeah.
And it's almost like there's a guy that I interviewed last year who was upset about Tony D'Angelo being on the roster for the Carolina Hurricanes. Mm-hmm. And so which I need to follow up with him to see if he's going to renew his season tickets. He canceled his season tickets because he's like, look, I have Native American background in me. I don't want to have somebody who has that type of background who doesn't even seem like he's apologetic of it either.
Yeah.
To be on the team like that. I can't support a team who supposedly wants equality, and you bring that guy on, and what is he going to give you? What, maybe one more goal every 10 games?
Yeah.
What exactly is he going to give you?
I get what I'm
saying? And that's what he was saying. Those aren't my words.
Yeah.
So and so he completely checked out. I'm wondering how many Carolina Panthers fans, are doing the same thing, and not even for a stance like that, not even something that's about social justice or anything like that. Just simply, I don't like Matt Rule. I don't like the direction the team is going.
Yeah.
David Tepper, I don't like him. I'm just not going to watch until you guys fix it.
And as a fan base, how often are you going to be? Okay, here's what the presser is going to sound like at about 8 o'clock tomorrow night or 7:30 or so. When Matt Rule walks to the podium, are you going to be there tomorrow?
No,
because you're on baby watch.
So,
okay, so but if you were there, or Pat Welter or Casey, whomever's down there. Okay, so Pat, when he's in there, he's going to be there. This is what he's going to hear from Matt Rule. Hey, well, it's just we're going to go back, check the tape, and for us, we thought we had a good game plan, and but we just didn't execute. Guys got to get open. Guys got to make blocks. We did make some good plays out there. There's a couple times where we actually got some positive yards on a run or two. And if we start doing that more consistently, then things are going to turn around for us. But I got to go back, check the tape, and things are going to we're going to go back and work on some of these things during this week. And again, the batted balls showed up again this week. That's something that showed up. And for us, at the end of the day, we're going to definitely try and make sure we correct those things. How often are you going to keep hearing that?
You also got to use the word elite somewhere in there, too. Because
there's nothing elite about this team.
No, but Matt Rule uses the word elite.
Yeah, I know.
Here's one thing. Shout-outs to, what is his name? One of the guys that covers the Carolina Panthers, Ellis Williams.
Yeah. Okay.
Works for the Charlotte Observer. I'm not saying this means anything, but he sees the team every day. He goes to practice.
Yeah.
He's in, that is his beat. That is his job, the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
He says that this week in practice, they had more energy than what he's seen since training camp.
Okay.
Now, take it for what it's worth. I don't know what that means. That could not mean anything this week. Maybe it means something for the future. But you have heard from people. You used to be an athlete. I used to be an athlete. If you practice well, a lot of times you play well.
Sometimes.
And sometimes it translates. Sometimes you have a really good practice, or you have a really good week of practice, and all of a sudden, like, you're hitting. And then maybe you have a big win, and then you kind of slack up at practice, and then you have a really bad game.
Yeah.
So sometimes they kind of coincide. So maybe there is a sliver of hope, but I don't think so.
No.
But Kyle Shanahan, he did his thing. As a head coach, he bigged up the Panthers and was like, hey, this team could easily be 4-0.
Yeah.
That's a coach thing. But if you think about it, he's right. But why are they not 4-0?
Oh, there's a lot of reasons to that.
And it comes down to what?
The head coach.
Coaching.
Yep.